wonderful taste of rosemary, really rich with the olive oil. Absolutely delicious. Today I'm going to show you a really easy, delicious bread recipe. It's perfect for the lazy cook like me. The KitchenAid does all the work, there's no need to knead. I'll show you right now. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of What on Earth to Eat Now, especially to all our subscribers. If you do watch these recipes and you haven't yet had a chance to click that subscribe button, please do. It's entirely free, you won't miss an episode, and it really helps us out. Helps us to keep making these videos. So let's get to today's recipe. I've got 100 grams of mashed potato here. I've just mashed it roughly with a fork and I've kept it warm, and I'm going to put into that 150 ml of unsweetened plant milk. I've got oat milk here. I've also warmed that. So I'm just going to mix that together like so. So I'm going to take my potato and milk mixture and I'm going to put it into my flour. I've got 300 grams of strong white bread flour, and it's that simple. Into that, I'm going to put 2.5 teaspoons of dried yeast. I'm going to put a teaspoon of caster sugar. And I'm going to put a tablespoon of warm water. And 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Finally, I'm going to put 3/4 teaspoon of salt. Put that as my last ingredient. About that much. Just sprinkle that in there. And I'm going to put that on for about 10 minutes on a medium setting, and you're going to have a beautiful, elastic, silky dough. You'll see. So it's been about 10 minutes and my dough is looking beautiful. I'm going to show you. So it's quite sticky, but it's not getting really stuck to my fingers, and it's warm to the touch, and that's really important for the yeast because it likes warm conditions. And it's silky and it's elasticy, and we're going to give it lots of time to rest. So now I'm going to put a drizzle of olive oil in the bowl. I'm going to put that with a cover of a tea towel somewhere warm, away from drafts, and I'm going to leave it about 45 minutes. So just a drizzle of olive oil in the bottom so it doesn't stick. And my beautiful, soft, elastic dough. And I'm just going to put that there. And I'm going to cover him like so. It's been about an hour and my dough has risen beautifully. I'll just show you there. I've got my 8-inch baking tin here, and I'm just going to put a generous amount of olive oil on the bottom. I'm just going to put my dough into my tin like so. It's lovely and warm. I'm just going to push it out like that. You really want to taste the olive oil in this dough, so I'm being very generous. Lovely, warm, elastic dough, just what I'm looking for. Just evenly spreading the dough out. And I'm going to cover that again. I'm going to leave it to rise somewhere warm, about 45 minutes. So it's been 45 minutes and it's risen beautifully. It's lovely and airy and bubbly. And I'm going to now put my rosemary. I'm going to poke it with my fingers and I'm going to put loads of rosemary so you get that lovely flavour. And you can really get creative here if you want to put olives or sun-dried tomatoes or some slow-cooked onions, whatever you feel like. So I'm just going to simply poke my fingers down like so, just creating little spaces for where I can put my rosemary. It's a lovely, warm, aerated dough, absolutely delicious. And I'll give it my final rise for about half an hour before I bake it. It does take a little bit of time, this bread, but like I said before, you don't have to knead it, so you can just give it the time it needs and get on with something else. And before you know it, you'll have the most beautiful, freshly baked bread. So I'm just going to cover it now, leave it somewhere warm for half an hour before I bake it in the oven. So it's been half an hour and we're finally ready to bake. It's risen again beautifully. Before I bake it, I've got a little mixture here of olive oil, a couple of tablespoons and some warm water, and I'm just going to sort of spoon it all over the top. I've also got some rock salt here, and I'm going to sprinkle that on top. It gives it a lovely crunch. You don't have to do it if you don't want. You get the most wonderful hit of rosemary and rock salt when you bite into it. And we're ready to bake. I'm going to bake it in the oven at 220 degrees Celsius, so really hot, for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to turn it, give it the last tablespoon of olive oil on top, and another 5 to 10 minutes, just keep an eye on it. My bread is baked, it's beautifully golden on top. I'm going to let it cool for about 10 minutes before I take it out of the tin. It smells absolutely beautiful. I'm going to just have to cut into it and have a taste. Look at that. Crispy, crunchy crust. A wonderful taste of rosemary, really rich with the olive oil. It's absolutely delicious. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of What on Earth to Eat Now. I do hope that you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you don't want to miss an episode, don't forget to hit that bell icon. We'll see you again next time for another episode of What on Earth to Eat Now.